Hey everybody, welcome back to my Let's Build of the LEGO Nintendo Entertainment System. Different camera angle this time. I got some recommendations from some of you guys to try to change up my angle a little bit, so that's what we're doing. Last time we put some gears and got gears and built up more of the walls on our TV. This time we're going to be working on bag number 11. So hope you guys like this new angle, and let's get started. All right, we've got everything spread out. I'm gonna bring it a little bit closer. And we're gonna get started. So starting off, we need a 2x14 black and a yellow car hood. And then that car hood goes on the end right here, and then next we're going to take two yellow 2x6s. We're going to put those right next to the car hood, so that's going to come in and go 1 and 2, and then we're going to take 3 red 2x4s on top of those, so on top of the yellows. 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Alright, so we're taking 3 tan circles right there, and 2 2x3 white caps. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the circle with a cap, and then circle, cap, and circle, just like so. Alright, so then we need 2 green circle caps, and we need 2 yellow axles, and we need 3 caps. 3 caps, not just 2. And the caps obviously are going to go over your tan circles. Right like that. And the axles are only going to go on the ones on the ends. And you want to push them down as far as they'll go. They won't go all the way in, but pushing them down all the way. And then we're going to take it and we're going to come back to our base here. And then the car hood is going to line up, and it's going to go right in the middle of our TV base that we previously had set up. So this is where you should be at step 91 in this second book. Alright, so we've got 2 1x2 browns and a 1x3. And the 2 1x2s we're just going to stack together, and that's going to go right on top of our handle, right like that, right here. And the 1x3 is going to go right next to it, right here. Alright, next we need a very tall 1x2 brown and a taller single stud. And for that we're going to go with the single stud, and then the 1x2, just like that. So now we're building up on this side of the TV. Next we've got our 1x6 box. A single stud with another stud on it. So it's going to have one stud sticking out and one on top. A 1x3 and a 1x2. Alright, so we're going to take our box. It's going to come in right next to the 1x2. And then we've got the 1x2. The 1x3. And the single stud with the other stud facing out this way. All right, so now we're going to take our brown staircase, a green 1x2, black 2x3, and a black single stud with a connector hole in it. And those, so we're going to take the brown staircase, and that's going to go right here, right in that little area. And then the 1x2 is on top of that. Stud will go next to the brown staircase, and then the 2x3 will go right here in the corner, right there. All right, next up we need two more 2x3s and our 1x3 brown. We're just going to take and go 2x3 on top of the other one, and then this one's going to go right next to it, a little bit further back in the TV, and our 1x3 goes right in the corner, right next to the 2x3, right there. All right, so we're going to set this aside for just a moment and come over and start with two green 1x4s. And all we're doing for this first step here is just putting them together. Just like that. Next, we're going to take two 1x2s with some connector holes. And then another 1x4 right here. And so all we're doing is putting the two 1x2s on top and then capping that with our 1x4. Alright, so now we need one yellow stud, one red stud, and four of these little bitty gray studs. All these studs are the same size, it's just different colors. And so we are going to take two gray studs and put them together, and then we're going to put the red stud at the end of one, put our two grays together, and then put the yellow stud at the end of the other. And then for those, we are going to put the yellow on my right hand side, right here on the right, and then the red on the left. Alright, step 100 of this book, and we need to take a 2x8 black and our slightly taller 1x2 black brick here, and then we're going to take that, the 1x2 goes on the end, And right next to it, we're going to come in with our piece that we just did. So now you have a little bit of a port for the power cords, the AB cords again, being built here. And that's what that is right there. Next up, we're taking our 1x4 window. And that's gonna go around the ports that we just put together and pop into place right there behind the green that we just did. So now this is kind of cased off. A 1x2 green, brown staircase right in front of me, and our other 1x2 taller black. So for this, we're going to take our 1x2, put it right next to the green, make sure everything's there and in place. Our 1x2 green is going to go on top of our brown staircase. Just like that. And the staircase is going to go right next to the black, like so, with the studs sticking out, in this case away from me and towards you guys. And then that's going to go, we bring back our TV base. That's going to go right over our barrel from last time. And it's going to butt right up against this black piece here in the corner. Uh-oh. Barrel down. Alright, so now the back should look like this with your I'm going to say power cord port here and your AB ports up top here. This could be your coax port, I guess. Anyway, moving right along to step 104, we need a 1x3 and a taller single brown stud. And then we're just going to put the brown stud on the end. Bring in a 1x2, and that's going to go on top of the other side. And now we need a green 1x2 and a brown slant, and we're going to do, first we're going to put the green 1x2, that's going to go right there on the end of the slant, and then the back side of it is actually going to connect to our 1x2 just like that. So the green is actually going to be sticking out a little bit there on this piece. And then we need another 1x2 and a 1x3 this time, and the 1x2 is going to go on top of the slant. And the 1x3 is going to be used to kind of hold those together and cap them in place. So just like that. And now that comes and is going to go in right over on this corner right there. So it's going to actually cut half of the white block that I actually broke a little bit ago, but that's going to go right there. We put our barrel in place in the last video, and I'll make sure to provide a link to that down below if you haven't seen that one before and aren't following along. But we are going to move on and bring our 1x16 black, and that's going to go across our back, across the back of our TV base right here. All right, we've got two 2x8s and two long car hoods that are tan. Up next, and 2x8s are in the corners, kind of helping to hold everything all together and keeping it nice and smooth that way. And then our car hoods are actually going to go right next to our 2x8s. So one over here and one on the other green on the other side. All right, we've got two 1x2s, two 1x3s, and two brown Superman chest plates. They're kind of small, but that's what the shape they are. So, or a diamond, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, the S's, I'm gonna call them Superman S's because that's the shape I like, are gonna go again in our corners. So one over here. Whoop. Be right back. It ran away from me. So, and this one on the other side, right over here. And now we're going to take the 1x2s and put them right behind our Superman S shields and the 2x3s right next to those. So on both sides again, and we're working towards the middle, kind of. All right, so next we need our tall 1x2 and our other brown box 1x6. That's gonna come right over on the other side with the 1x2 and the 1x6, filling out the rest of this side of the TV. Alright, so we've got a 1x2 that does not have holes in it, right here. And our 1x3, right here. We're going to take the 1x3, and it's going to go right up against the S shield, and the 1x2 right next to that. The other side is having a hard time hanging on because there's nothing holding it in place yet. Alright, so now we need a single stud with the stud sticking out again, a gold axle rod, a one single stud with a connector hole, a 1x2 with some connector holes, a blue connector, and a black connector, and two pink studs. All right, so for this step, we are going to take the 1x2 and set it down flat. We're going to put the black connector in on the left side, the blue connector all the way down on the right side, we're going to put the gold rod, the gold axle rod, right through it. And our pinks are then going to go over that. 1 and 2, connecting them together. And now that's going to go, actually before we do that, we're going to take our single stud with a connector hole in it, and that's going to go back on the left side. And now that's going to come in right there. And our single stud with the stud sticking out is going to go right next to it in the corner here. So now you've got your rod with the pinks right next to your single stud here. All right, we're almost already done. This one's kind of gone quick. Some of these bags I've found might be a little bit smaller, so they won't take nearly as long. I might combine a couple into some future parts. We'll see, just based on the time. But finishing this one off, we've got 2 1x8s and 2 1x3s to cap off our sides here. So on each side, we're going to go from the back and go 1x8 and 1x3. Just like that. And so guys, that's going to do it for bag number 11. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you subscribe. Hit that like button, ring that bell for me so you know when I'm putting out new videos. I try to put one out every single week for you guys. And I might be doing some live stuff and live parts of this. I haven't fully decided that yet, but let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time when we tackle part and bag number 12. Thank you guys. See you then.